The host muted me and wouldn't allow me to unmute.
I didn't do that.
Nobody did that. Nobody did that, Maddie.
We all need patience. COVID is teaching us to have patience.
Oh, let me talk to you about patience. You're so full of it. Listen, you guys get me up. 9:30 pre-production meeting. I talked to Lisa.
Yeah.
I say, "Well, are we doing pre-production?" And she goes, "No." Maddie had to go get his fucking bespoke suit fitted. And I'm like, "What are you talking about? Why is he getting his suit made in the middle of COVID when he lives on a farm?" So, what the fuck are you doing? And also, that suit, you in that suit, you look like you're doing a preschool version of 007.
No.
For kids.
Okay, first of all.
For children. And by children, I mean...
You can't say that, two-tone. Second of all...
Why can't you say it?
Because you can't, you're not allowed, it's not nice, it's not nice.
I can't keep up.
Okay, first of all, my suit's fire. And I started doing this bespoke suit, how long ago? A long time ago. Okay, a long time ago we started doing
because when they
fittings, and then the pandemic
because when they make a suit for you, they have to do it in pieces. It's like building a tent.
It's like
right?
That's rude. That's rude. You love that, eh? You love that. You look at.
I thought it was funny in my head.
During the pandemic, you've gained weight, correct? During the pandemic, you have gained weight. Yes or no?
I've gained weight.
Have you gained weight?
You're gaining weight in front of my eyes. You're actually getting fatter as I look at you.
No.
Yeah.
Skinny.
I'm watching you expand.
No.
I'm watching you expand.
I've lost 20 pounds from just not traveling and eating fast food every day. I've lost 20 pounds.
You have not lost 20 pounds.
I've lost 20 pounds. You can see it in my face.
Has Maddie lost 20 pounds? I don't believe it.
I have lost 20 pounds, you fucking idiot. And
how do you lose 20 pounds how do you lose 20 pounds and look fatter?
I don't look fatter, dude. Have you seen photos, dude?
I'm looking at you right now. You don't look like you've gained weight. You don't look like you've lost weight.
No, I'm skinny. You can see how skinny I am with the undercarriage and the pants.
That's not flattering what you're doing right now. It doesn't help you.
It doesn't help? Pull it down.
No.
So whatever, I had to get a suit made, and I was getting a suit made before the pandemic, and then today was the last fitting, and I went and got it. And I picked up it's a beautiful fucking actual bespoke suit, like double-breasted. It's beautiful.
Where are you gonna wear that suit?
Nowhere. I'm gonna take it home. I'm gonna put it in my closet, and I'll wear it literally. I was actually gonna wear it today because I was just like, fuck it. I was gonna wear a suit on the pod and be professional.
You should have.
Well, we can still get it. The pod's just begun. I can get it.
No, I don't want to. I don't want to mess with the fragile ecosystem that is called your team and have this thing explode.
I make this podcast with 2 cell phones and a fucking shitty laptop and 1 headphone that's not even mine. That's somebody else's.
How is it
headphone.
that you're the media? You're the media hub of this whole operation. This is the shittiest piece of your whole deal. This podcast, and we have the most equipment here in my house.
Because you have all the equipment at your house in Los Feliz.
You can't get a camera.
No, all the camera stuff's in the bar.
You can spend $8,000 on a fucking shiny blue suit, but you can't spend $800 on a camera.
I didn't spend $8,000 on a shiny blue suit. I have to post about it, and I got a little nice sweet deal on my suit.
How much? What'd you spend?
That suit? I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that suit. It's a bespoke suit. I don't even know. I actually don't even know the price of the suit. So, what do you want?
Honesty.
You'll never get it from me.
I don't appreciate you saying that I've gained weight.
Well, I don't appreciate saying that it's like making a tent when I get a fucking suit made, you fucking asshole. So what the fuck do you want from me? You got big old fat titties. You got a fat belly now. You can't see your little dinky do. And what do you want from me? You're fucking mad? You're fucking mad at me? I'm losing weight.
I'm not mad.
I'm beautiful.
I'm not. You're not. You're not beautiful.
Am I beautiful?
I'm not mad at you.
How beautiful am I?
Listen. Your entire haircut is you're growing a punchline on your head. It's fucking horrifying.
My hair is only getting better. The longer, wait till it's like shoulder length.
It's horrifying, Maddie. You're just living. Listen, you're living in the luxury of a man that has no future of a sex life. You live at home with your kids. You procreate once a year, so you can just fuck around and grow a joke haircut because you really don't have to worry about anything. All you got to worry is pushing fucking hoagies.
My wife thinks it's she doesn't like it.
My wife,
Trishy. Are we bringing our guest on already?
Hi.
Is she already in the cut?
Hi.
Am I in the cut?
Hello?
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me?
No.
Yeah.
One of you can hear me.
Two-Tone can hear you. I can't hear you.
I can hear you. Maddie's recording on an old fucking microwave and a tin can strapped together.
So he's not going to be able to hear me the entire time?
When can Maddie ever hear you? You think Maddie ever hears you ever?
I mean, he hears me in his dreams for sure.
Yeah.
Maybe.
A whisper.
Nightmares.
Yeah, he can hear you now.
I can hear you.
So this is the first, everybody that's watching that doesn't know, we have our very special guest today on Powerful Truth Angels. And if you have been a part of my life for the last couple of years, you know we've made a little TV show. It started in actually our relationship, our friendship, our trust started 10 years ago maybe? Close to 10 years ago?
Earlier. I think I was in my wee 20s.
Wee 20s. Michelle used to come to Parts and Labor and hang out. And we met a long time ago. And then when I made a TV show called It's Supper Time, I was interviewing food stylists. And when Michelle walked in, I literally was like, perfect. I was just like, can you actually do this? I think was I was just like, can you actually do this?
Yeah. And then I went and I was like, yeah. And then I went home and I called my mom and I was like, I lied in my interview.
No. Well, you can tell that you can't do, you're not a food stylist, but it's you can tell that, you're sell weed cookies and food style on the side.
I think that people hire me because they just like to have me around, which actually is the best compliment.
I think it's one of the most beautiful things ever. So we made a show called It's Supper Time, and then I made a show called Just a Dash, and Michelle is a big part of Just a Dash, and we wanted to have Michelle come on, and I think she's one of the she's definitely an angel. She's definitely
powerful.
She's powerful. She's beyond powerful. She's an angel. She's the yin to my yang. She's the light to my darkness. She is, the wind beneath my wings that are broken constantly from emotional distresses. What?
Why do you look so sad right now while you're talking? What's going on with you?
I think he knows, what we've been through.
He's deflating. I'm watching him he had a little bit of energy in the beginning of the show and he's melting.
I've exhausted him already.
It's tough.
Maddie, I'm sorry.
Nice
okay,
things.
I have two questions. One is,
what?
And we don't have to answer them in any order here. One is, let's go over what I don't want to fucking talk about food, but what is a food stylist? And two, Maddie, what's going on with you? You look like you're about to die. You look like you're gonna cry right now. There's just nothing in you. Can you come to work? This is what you do before work. You go buy a suit and you stuff yourself, so you're basically nodding out on camera. You're at a 2 on the Maddie scale of 1 to 10.
I'm not at a 2. Hey, everybody!
That's so lackluster.
No, that's full. That's it. That's all I have to do. Michelle knows.
Oh my God.
Ask Michelle, what do you think? Where I'm at? Where am I at?
I think energy level 7.2 for sure.
7.2. That's good. See, Two-Tone? See, Michelle really knows me.
Yeah, this is not a bad Maddie, and I've seen bad Maddies.
You've seen me at my lowest.
You think it's?
Yeah, actually for the first time I saw a real meltdown a couple weeks ago.
On season two of Just a Dash, there is a real Maddie lost control, and it's a real breakdown. And it's a surprise. We don't want to get too far into it, but
it's real though. It's not performative.
Dude, you have to. It's one of my lowest moments in my life. I don't know why. I was the saddest. I think I'm going to start going to therapy. I'm going to start going to therapy, I think.
I think I'm going to start going back to therapy after the show.
Yeah, I think the show broke all of us.
I'm doing a
We're
lot of
raw.
things. I was
Me
like,
and
I
Michelle
don't
are
know.
starting a new podcast called We're Raw.
Yeah, and that's about it. We're not cooking anything.
No.
I mean, it's an intense format. You guys are locked up in a farm for 2 weeks, just shooting back to back.
1 week.
Okay. Well, let me pad it a little bit. So, what does a food stylist do? What do? You style food. What does that mean?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different things that a food stylist can do. And so on a TV show, for example, for example, on Just a Dash or on Supper Time, my job is to kind of make sure that we have all the ingredients for every episode. And then, I mean, like Maddie is an amazing chef. So he usually makes his food look pretty good. And so it makes my job very easy. But
Are you lying? Was that a
no,
lie?
I'm not even lying right now.
I saw you just lean in and smile to the camera like you're just winking to Maddie.
No,
Are we gonna
I
are we gonna
swear.
expose that Maddie isn't even a chef and that you're actually the chef? You're actually doing all the work?
No, like
Tell the truth here.
I wish that were true because, like, honestly, I think that my life would be so much easier if from this podcast I just got hired and I got my own show and this was it. But it's all Maddie. He does it all. So, yeah. And so, I mean, on shows, like usually, like the food stylist in the back would have like this like magnificent swap out of like a beautiful cake or like a lasagna or anything that they're making. But we on Just a Dash make things in real time, and
We
so
have no
everything.
swap outs.
No, like I mean, we do have like some swap outs. They're not like masterpieces of just like wedding cakes.
We keep it real. We keep it real on
Yeah,
chat.
we don't want to fake anything. Like we want to like pull down that fourth wall of like what's happening on cooking shows because they're stupid. And so usually but on other things like for magazines or for commercials, like when you see those like very romantic like beauty shots of like coffee being poured or like a beautiful set table in a movie, like usually a food stylist is hired to kind of make food look really beautiful for cameras.
Which is different because like in those instances they're like swapping out mayonnaise with like Elmer's glue and doing all kinds of weird shit. But with Maddie, it's just real food.
Yeah, I think actually like that's a common misconception of like modern day food styling because back in the day when there was no digital photography, you kind of had to fake things so things would just stay on set for like hours at a time. But now you kind of have like an image that comes up in real time and there's really no reason to fake food anymore. And so even for like big companies like fast food joints, like you're using real food all the time.
Interesting. Okay, so we got those questions answered. One was
so,
why is
so
Maddie
Michelle's
so?
the best food stylist in the world, and we're just on the same wavelength of lifting the veil, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
We don't need another cookie cutter cooking show. We need to show the raw
Michelle,
emotion.
Yeah.
Where do you stand on Maddie's haircut?
I mean, like, okay, so to be honest, I just rewatched a couple of the episodes of Just a Dash 1.
Yeah.
And Maddie has kind of like an army haircut. I don't even know what you would call it, where it's like a little bit short at the top and then buzzed all around. And I'm kind of digging like the long, shaggy look. I like it. And I came in when you guys were talking about it, and I'm just kind of curious to see where this goes. And I mean, because of COVID and because of just like the social environment that we're in, no one's getting a haircut. It's cool to have weird hair. I mean, like even like mine today, like
your hair's
I just
beautiful.
I mean, I just
Michelle, you're Canadian?
Yeah.
Okay. I see. There's like a reciprocal Canadian love loop happening here where you guys just heap positivity onto each other. You know what I mean?
No, what do you mean? What are you supposed to do as an American? As an American, you're supposed to be like, "Hey, what are you? I'll shoot you in the face."
Here's what America's about. Yeah, here's what America's about. I'll let you guys know. It's truth, honesty, pepper spray, and
Liberties.
compassion, and no compassion.
Yeah.
And Febreze. So that's our actual motto. If you lift up the stars and bars.
Michelle, how was the cottage? Were you up at the cottage?
Yeah, I was up there. That's like I got a little bronzed.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was beautiful. I hung out with my my niece who's 5, and that's about it. That's what I did for 6 days.
6 days. That's nice.
Yeah, it was good. I was not unhappy about it. You know, maybe I'll go. Yeah.
Do you have any questions? Do you have any questions for Two Tone? Like, do you want to understand like the world of graffiti or like streetwear or like really dive deep on Two Tone?
It's about like how often you get your hair cut.
Yeah.
I have
You're looking fresh.
Since COVID, I've had 2 haircuts.
Like
wow.
And like yeah, like so our hair salons and places are just or like barbershops are just open.
Yeah, you know that we're just like on fire, like not in a cool way. Like America's pretty much like we're just like let's all die. So that's kind of the motto here. And I got a haircut. I mean, both times I've gotten a haircut, it's been just me and my barber in his place, and we both are wearing masks. But I don't know if I'm going to be going for another haircut for a while because things are kind of.
It's getting better. I heard it's getting better.
It's getting better. Yeah, we're getting better in that if more people having corona is a good thing, then we're getting really better.
You guys are winning the corona race right now.
We're crushing it.
Everyone's listening. Everyone is wearing the masks.
We're like people think California is like they go, yeah, California, a fully liberal fucking state. You just have to drive like 40 minutes down in Orange County, and you have like old white dudes like you know spitting in people's faces because they're asked to wear a mask to buy a coffee. Like, and people are so dumb in America that they're just like. There's a germ, and they're like, well, the germ doesn't exist if you're on this side of the fence. Like, they think it's political. They're like, germs have been around forever, dog. Like, germs are eternal, motherfucker. And they think they're gonna beat a germ by aligning themselves with another ideology or like not wearing a fucking mask. Like, it's so.
It's good. SoCal is really showing their true colors. I like it. You know.
I mean, look, and outside of any big city, if you just drive into the sticks, you're gonna find the same people.
Yeah,
and that's belligerent.
Anywhere you go, there's just a lot of people. Like California, just they just want to drive big trucks, get some good surf, wear some really high socks, and have some freedom. You know, that freedom's not wearing a mask or wearing a mask, then you're gonna get what you get. You know.
Yeah. But I guess there is such a thing as too much freedom. You know, if we were Chinese, this thing would have been over.
Yeah. So we learned.
Maybe.
I mean, the rest of it's like America is like basically like I spent a lot of time as a kid being grounded. I had a crazy disciplinarian stepmother who like grounded me at the drop of a hat, and I spent so much time looking out the window at other kids playing, and that's why I feel like as an American, you're just looking at like the rest of the world is like coming out and they're like starting to get it together and all the they're like moving on with their lives, and we're just starting. Like we're just getting into this.
I remember being a kid.
Like Bart Simpson, when Bart Simpson breaks his arm and like he can't go swimming for that summer. You know that episode?
Yeah.
I don't. I never watched The Simpsons. I never watched The Simpsons because I wasn't allowed to watch The Simpsons.
You weren't?
No, I never watched The Simpsons until I was like 13. And then I think it's like I remember going to bed in the summertime. I had pretty strict parents.
What?
But like reasonable parents, but it's still just like I remember going to bed in the summertime. It gets dark at like 9 o'clock at night, and we would have to go to bed at 7:30, and it's just like you'd stare, brutal. Like just crying, looking out the window like you're literally just like your life is over. You're watching these kids play. It's like it's high noon. It's blistering sun. People are playing like there's like sprinklers going off. Kids playing baseball on the road, playing road hockey. And then I'm just tucked away in my house, just going to bed. And it's just like it's 7:30. Like bedtime was 7:30 until I was like literally like 13 or 14, I feel.
Just tucked away with a 6-foot Abba Zaba.
What is that?
A 6-foot Abba Zaba, like a novelty size Abba Zaba?
No.
What's an Abba Zaba?
What's an Abba Zaba? Is that an American thing?
It's an American candy bar.
Oh, no.
We don't know.
Nah. We got Aero Bar. You got Aero Bars?
No, we don't have Aero bars.
You got Crunchy Bars?
Who cares?
Oh, it froze. Hello?
We do. You never heard of Abba Zaba?
Internet down?
Oh, that's crazy.
Can you describe an Abba Zaba?
It completely
Sure,
froze.
it's just a long flat piece of nougat, I believe.
Oh.
Do you guys have nougat?
Yeah, like three musketeers.
No, that's I don't know if that's nougat.
Just leave and rejoin.
Nougat is just like nougat is like a big tan chunk of chewiness,
Yeah.
if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, better question. Why Abba Zaba to go to bed with?
I don't know. I just thought of the packaging and it's black and yellow checkers, and I thought it would be comedically funny if young baby Maddie was in bed with a huge candy bar that had black and yellow checkers.
Yeah.
So if you know what an Abba Zaba is, I'm sure Jason will find one and build a graphic for this so I don't look too crazy. But if you know what an Abba Zaba is, it's funny. It's funny. Maddie's dropping out again. I'm looking at Michelle.
Hello?
So Maddie tells me that you're an acid freak.
He said that?
No, he didn't. You guys are so nice. Your dynamic is so interesting because you guys are so nice to each other, and me and Maddie just like rip each other to shreds all the time.
No, I mean, if you have you watched Just a Dash?
No,
he doesn't watch it.
Maybe you should tune in. But you'll realize that Maddie and I also our love is strong, and I go to bed loving Maddie, but I wake up hating him. I'm like the dreams and the anger and resentment that I have towards him is so strong. But then the day passes and I'm just filled with love again. So it's just this ongoing process. But we're not by any means nice to each other. As a matter of fact, I think that especially on the set of Just a Dash, we might hate each other a little bit.
Just on set though, but in real life, you guys are friends.
I mean, people are oh yeah, how's Maddie? And I'm I don't ever talk to him.
Why would I talk to you?
I have nothing to say. Yeah, I think about him
Can they hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Oh, okay. You guys okay, perfect.
Listen, I'm just gonna be honest, I was hoping that I would start to tear into Maddie a little bit, and you would kind of, heap on with me, but you just did the opposite. I gave you opportunity to go in on the haircut, the suit.
But here's the thing, that I am a little bit of an acid freak.
Oh, okay. Now we're talking. Let's get into it.
Do you know about mom jeans, Two-Tone?
No, I got a brief. Listen, I saw the first 3 episodes of Just a Dash when you came out and did a premiere.
Yeah.
The only reason I don't watch it is that, there's a couple reasons. One is I don't need to see any more Maddie in my life than I have to. 2, I don't watch cooking shows. I find it boring beyond belief.
This isn't a cooking show, though.
This is a show about human emotion. You
guys are making food.
Documentary.
Let me tell you something. Let me let you guys in on a little something. You're doing a fucking cooking show because that's what sells. This is the show that doesn't sell, and it's not a cooking show.
This is not a food podcast.
This is not a food podcast.
This is the greatest failure I've ever done. I'm proud of it.
I don't think it's a failure. I think it's a big win.
I'm proud of
Big win.
But if I look at the numbers, I looked at the numbers today on YouTube with our podcast and then your cooking shows. And your cooking shows are 1.2 million. I'm just what the fuck is happening? Our show is a beautiful genius, diaspora of human fragility, and your show is just about how to make bespoke Cheez-Its. You know what I mean? It's what the fuck is wrong with people?
Well, people want to see. Obviously, the thing about it is, I'm an original. Yeah, and it's I can just let people. The way that I talk about food is a way that people identify with. Okay, Two-Tone. And I've touched a lot of people.
Maddie will make the argument that his cooking videos are saving lives.
No, I don't.
Maddie has a god complex.
I have men come up and cry to me and say that I've pulled them out of depressions. And I'm like, who's pulling me out of my depressions?
Maybe powerful truth angel.
No, it's not Two-Tone. It's not Two-Tone. He's one of those guys. You ever see the movie The Founder, the McDonald's story? And the guy, one of the gnarliest things I ever heard when he's having this art, like what's his name, Michael Keaton. He's
Ray Kroc.
talking to Ray Kroc when he's talking to like the guy that he took the McDonald's from. And he's like, the difference between me and you. If you were drowning, you would help me get out of the lake. If I was drowning, you would help me get out. If you were drowning, I'd walk over and stick a hose down your throat, turn the fucking water on.
That's you. I would help you. You would put the hose.
You're Ray Kroc. Where like if I'm drowning, you don't try to lift me up. You try to every podcast you try to destroy me and you try to really make fun of me and you fat shame me a lot. And it's okay. My fans are in the comment section now are really gonna let you have it.
That really got to you when what I said about the suit and being a tent builder to this in the beginning of the podcast.
It's fine.
No. Let's tell the
It's
truth.
fine.
I can tell. I actually listen. The reason why I fuck with you is because it's so hard to get you to react to anything. So I have to stab you for you to even have any reaction because you don't.
Because I don't feel it. Because I have to have
You don't pay
Michelle on.
attention. You hear and feel nothing.
I
feel
hear
nothing.
everything. I hear everything, and I have a lot of people constantly telling me that I'm going to die because I'm overweight, or my family hates me, and I'm going to lose my children because I'm going to have diabetes, or I'm going to. And I have hundreds of thousands of comments telling me how horrible I am. So it's just nice to have a friend like you to really just continue that. And then I have a nice friend like Michelle who like tries to lift me up because that's what real friends do, right, Michelle?
Yeah, and it's sometimes it's hard with those broken wings,
Yeah, exactly.
Who's broken wings? Maddie's?
Yeah, I'm sensitive. I'm sad sometimes. Can I be sad?
I don't know. Can
every
you?
day I have to perform. Every day I have to come out swinging for the fences. Every day I have to come out.
Are you capable of sorrow?
I don't know. I don't know. What
I've never seen you
feeling.
actually. I've never actually seen you actually be sad. I've seen you be frustrated that something isn't going your way, but I haven't actually seen you get sad.
Yeah, I've seen you like sweat.
Yeah.
You've seen me sad, Michelle. Are you kidding me?
When?
What? Like on the last season?
No.
No.
This is one of the things that make a psychopath is that they don't have feelings, but then what they do is they display as if they have feelings that are hurt, and then you feel sorry for them, and you get pulled into their pain vortex.
Yeah.
But I'm aware. I know what you're doing, Maddie, and I know that actually inside you're just thinking about how to make the perfect hamburger bun with butter. You're not even here.
But also he's thinking about like how far he can swing his emotional pendulum to fool us all.
Yeah. That's it.
True.
I'm just a shell. I'm the shell.
The heart of darkness.
Inside is just like a giant, just angry troll, just pretending to be happy all the time.
Because truthfully, when it really there's a part of me for a minute that actually felt bad, and I was like, oh my god, did it actually hurt?
Wait.
I was like, did I actually hurt Maddie's feelings? Because he started firing back and saying I got fat and like COVID, and like, I was like, I think I hurt Maddie's feelings, and I was like, wait a minute, he doesn't have any feelings, so how could I have hurt his feelings? So then I stopped feeling bad, and I just keep rolling.
Yeah.
Feelings though?
Huh, Maddie?
Yeah. Did Maddie hurt your feelings?
Oh, Maddie has hurt
Two-Tone's feelings easily. You can it's very easy to hurt his feelings because he tries very hard to stay in shape and he's constantly out of shape. So you can just comment on that, like the amount of work that he puts into it with his vitamins, his different his programs that he puts himself into. He's a dietary guy. He's one of those guys who does all these different kinds of diets, and he's constantly caught up.
Hey,
in
Michelle.
all these...
Hey, Michelle. I'm sorry that I'm trying.
No, it's good.
We're all
I'm sorry. No, we're not all trying in this chat. Two of us might be trying. There's another person who's not trying.
Michelle does chin-ups.
Yeah, that's amazing. Really?
Yeah.
And she does a lot of good yoga. I can't do chin-ups. Stands. I can do chin-ups.
You cannot do chin-ups.
I don't know if you could actually, Maddie.
No. Who? She's very polite. I don't know. I like how polite you are. You go, I don't know if you can actually do them, Maddie. The reality is he could do a chin-up with a bazooka to his entire family's heads. There's no way in hell.
No.
No.
I love that.
Let's get a bar.
It's literally impossible.
What's impossible? There's nothing impossible. Haven't you ever read David Goggins?
You can't do a chin-up.
Nothing is impossible.
You think you can do a chin-up?
You can achieve. I could.
Yeah. But I think that maybe like the next show should be Maddie and I working on him doing chin-ups.
Chin-ups and like not overreacting to really small inconsistencies in food styling.
Yeah.
Right.
Like,
Is that what Maddie's meltdown was about?
I mean, like...
You misplaced a mushroom?
I mean, like, Maddie has every right to be mad. Well, actually, let me take that back. When you're working for 20 hours a day and...
we worked 18 hours.
Oh, okay.
No, we don't say that publicly.
I never worked overtime.
Triple overtime. Meal penalties.
You know, sometimes like small details get missed at the end of the day when you're like underslept and you have like 12 jobs on set, and your job is to be like an emotional supporter, a co-star, a food stylist, you know, like someone who cleans up after 6 men in one house. So like, yeah, misplacing a mushroom, like when Maddie gets mad, I kind of just like eye roll it off. But that's not why Maddie was sad. His sadness is always self-imposed by his own stupidity, which really makes the show so poignant.
Nice. Now see, you just gotta give Canadians about 32 minutes to get real. They're very pleasant in the beginning, but then she just lacerates you. And I think she should roll this into asking for more money. If I was you, Michelle, at this point in time. I
mean, like, I still haven't sent my invoice for Just a Dash, which I knew is due 2 hours ago. And like, how do I phrase, I want more money?
We just did.
Why?
You just did. Tack on an extra 20%. Maddie just spent $8,000 on a suit. He can throw you an extra $1,500 bucks. You know what I mean?
First of all, the budget's the budget. The budget is the budget, and the budget's great. Everybody agreed upon the budget. The budget's perfect.
The budget is great. He sounds like Trump. The budget. I got a great budget. I got a strong budget. It's a big budget.
And I lost a major sponsor, so now I'm just paying for it myself, and it's great. You know, it's totally perfect. You know, it's a perfect situation. So
it's perfect.
You know,
it's
I'd love
perfect.
to pay you
It's
more.
fucking perfect.
I would love to pay
China
you more.
mushrooms. It's perfect.
China is perfect. Everything is perfect. The show's perfect. Michelle is the glue. Michelle is on season 2. Michelle is, you know, she is the glue. She's you know, I'm so excited for season 2 because it's just like we didn't know what season 1 was going to be, and now season 2 is like we took what we did in season 1 and made it just more wild and more like it's like now it is we can't give too much away, but it is like
Michelle, you don't see Maddie's performance right now as him just completely running on fumes. Like he's like. He's just look at him. Look at his eyes rolling back.
I'm tired. I am.
He's so tired.
What do you want me to say out loud? I'm tired. I'm here on a Friday. I've worked for 3 weeks straight, no days off, and now I got to do a podcast. It's perfect. I love it. I'm not tired at all. I'm incredibly mentally fragile. It's very different.
Why are you so fragile? What's going on?
Sitting in a green room, like on a chair, like there's nothing.
Hot lights. There's nothing. This is a perfect example of my life. I'm sitting in a green room. There's nothing around me. I don't even see my real friends, and I'm crumbling. This is a cry for help.
Yeah.
What's going on? And me and Michelle are friends. And Michelle,
are you overworked,
just
Maddie?
Am I overworked? I'm my own boss, so yeah, I'm working myself pretty hard.
Something that made me feel like Maddie was absolutely like psycho is that like even after, you know, 8 days of shooting, he would wake up on that next day and like I would be spent and like just like exhausted, and I like would have like, you know, I'd have to like dig deep. I'd have to like give myself mirror talks and just be like, you know, you can do this, like fuck, get it together. And he would come down and he would yell and perform and like still make jokes, and I was just like, how? Like,
I wish I had that, Maddie. That'd be great.
How does someone have the energy to do that?
Well, you start with just being a shell of a human and a complete sociopath, and
he used all his energy
kind
up
of
there.
easy, and you just constantly, you know. I think I'm just genuinely a happy, funny person to begin with. So, and I'm making a show about something I love, and I'm surrounded. Like I think shooting the show is kind of like summer camp, where it's like we all come in together, we make this thing, it's really intense, it's really wild, it's really fast, it's really long days, everyone's working really hard, and then everyone just leaves, and by the end of it, nobody wants to talk. Like, like saying goodbye was just like very easy. I was sitting off, when I was just like sitting off by myself, having just an emotional come down. It's like I went to like, just sitting by my little baby pool by myself. And me and you, we had to have a nice little talk before you left, Yeah. It was just like we had to like we go so hard on just a dash where we and I think season 2 is like it is a complete masterpiece what we've done. And we finally have made the cookie fully crumble. And it is like the version that we all strive for in when we're making content. Like, this is the thing that we pushed ourselves to this limit where we wanted to like really show the what it takes to make a show, and I think we did that. And I think it's just but at the exact same time, it's like it's like you talk about those like actors that are like it's like we were still just like we built these kind of characters in Just a Dash. And the frustration, like, it's not every single time, like, I don't need to yell at Michelle every single time, but like the show has become where it's like I want to be the version of this monster kind of thing. And
I love that this show has just turned into, it's basically like Maddie on Maddie about one of Maddie's shows. It's like so insane. You just interviewed yourself about another show you're on your first show, on the most important show, which is Powerful Truth Angels, the one that's going to bring you the biggest payday. Which Powerful Truth Angels will end up swallowing up the rest of your other activities.
Howard Stern DM'd me. He wants us to come on.
If that's the case, then I want to be a consistent Powerful Truth Angel because
listen, Powerful Truth Angels will be the one. Yeah,
Stern
wants us on, but we're not doing it because Stern's antiquated and he's problematic. And Maddie is very woke.
Woke?
Maddie is so woke. He's the wokest.
Michelle's woke.
Yeah. We're just a whole bunch of woke people.
Yeah. Maddie gets up in the morning and he does 12 different prayers because he wants to honor all religions. He honors all ethnicities via his posts and his thoughts. He honors all genders. This is a 2.5 hour process before you guys even get there. This is how woke he is.
This starts at 5 a.m. It's 5 a.m. I wake up, make myself a kettle of tea.
Yep, he honors the old gods, the new gods, the dark gods, the light gods, the Chinese gods. He honors everybody. Everyone gets Sri Lankans. The sarongs are worn. The candles are burnt. The incense is chimed. The gongs are sung. Yeah, everything.
It's what it takes.
He's super woke.
What it takes.
He's super woke.
I need some enlightenment in my life, I think.
Well, you're a I heard you're a microdoser.
Yeah.
That's cool. What are you doing? What's your microdosing situation like?
I've experimented over the last couple of years with mushrooms, mostly as a microdose. But every once in a while, you gotta do the hero dose.
Yeah.
So, and that's
what's a hero dose look like for you? How much?
It depends because I have a pretty good relationship with the person that grows the mushrooms for me. And apparently when you grow mushrooms, psilocybin stops multiplying after a certain growth level. So if you do 1 gram of a mushroom that's this big or 5 grams of several larger mushrooms, you might be getting the same amount of psilocybin. And so what we're starting to do is produce these mushrooms that are just 1 gram that are loaded with psilocybin. And so actually that 1 gram of mushrooms, that's a hero dose.
That explains a mystery in my life. When I was in Costa Rica many years ago, I was there for a month.
Mr. Mr. Sarong.
No, I wasn't wearing a sarong. And I was there for a month and some change in the jungle, right? And one day we decided to get mushrooms. And what you do is you wait until after it rains and you go where the cows are and they grow out of the cow's shit.
Right.
So we went and we all picked mushrooms out of the cow's shit and everyone ate their mushrooms. Now, I think that what happened to me is that I had a small mushroom because I had this experience where I was the most fucked up out of everybody.
Yeah.
And I basically was with a group of people, and we're on the side of this like cliff, and I basically was like, I had this little boom box, and I was like, we're all kind of tripping out, and I said, hey, I have to walk away right now, and I basically walked away because I thought I was gonna die, because that's how hard it was coming on, and I went and sat inside the roots of this tree.
It froze again.
And I put the boombox next to me, and I was like, I'm gonna die now, because I thought it was that intense. And I'm looking at the ocean, and the ocean turned into like a waving carpet, and like it was just like insane. And I had such a small amount of mushrooms, you know.
Have you ever done ayahuasca?
No, but I did. I went to my partner is native, and I did a peyote ceremony with him, and that was intense.
Yeah, I bet. I've never done that.
Yeah,
but I would.
But I got to tell you, mushrooms. Of all the things I've done, I think mushrooms were the most wonderful thing I've imbibed. Like, they made me feel fantastic. I felt superhuman when I took mushrooms. You know?
Yeah, especially during the come down, like you're having like all these like different emotions coming up, and like you're like your brain, like all the synapses are firing things, and you can feel like that you're really like starting to like figure some things out. Like I always have these like amazing epiphanies.
Right, and the problem is, if I've had so many epiphanies of psychedelics, and then I never pull them out. They just stay there. Like, I'll be like, it'll be the heat of it. I'm in the mirror, and I'm like, this is the answer. And then I wake up, and I'm like, I have no idea what I was thinking about, because I don't think to write it down.
But even if you don't write it down, and it kind of still exists somewhere in your head, and you had that experience, that thought, like I still think that you kind of live through it. Like, unless your brain isn't that blocked off to ideas that happen.
I can see that subconsciously. Did we lose? Is Maddie back?
I'm back.
Yeah.
He's back. What'd you do?
One time I ate mushrooms.
You just go eat something? What'd you eat?
I just ate another little shitty piece of sushi. Well, my internet went down. One time, me and my brothers, because we were such badasses, I remember remember when you just buy like a bag of shrooms and it'd be like grams just twisted up in tinfoil? Or I don't know, like everywhere, like in my town, like anytime you would buy mushrooms, they'd just be wrapped in tinfoil. And it would just be like individual grams. And so you'd buy like 20 grams, 5 grams, whatever it was. It was never just like a big bag fully of mushrooms. It was always wrapped in tinfoil. And I remember one time when me and my brother, you know those moments when like you're hanging out with all your homies and somebody just calls you, is like, hey, do you got mushrooms? And one guy's just like, yeah. Or like, we were just like, we're going to fuck this guy up, this idiot that called us we didn't like. And like legitimately, we swept our garage floor, like cigarette butts and all this stuff. We just swept our floor into a big pile. And we took the piles and we just filled in and made like tinfoil containers of all these grams. And we filled it. The guy wanted an ounce of mushrooms. And so we just told him, we're like, hey, we already have all these shrooms already bundled up. We'll just give you whatever, fucking 50 grams of shrooms or whatever it was. And it was this big Ziploc bag, literally tinfoil packages of fucking like dirt and shit from our fucking garage floor. And we went and we drove down. He lived like 20 minutes from us, and me and my brothers literally like drove up. He drove up, gave us the money, we gave him the Ziploc bag. And then like we punked the kid. But we used to do that all the time.
Wait, but did he call you guys back and be like, hey, this is a cigarette butt in here?
Yeah, and then we're like, come get your money.
Oh, you're like, come get it. You guys are just big bullies.
Yeah.
Why didn't you like the kid? Was it because he was brown?
No. No.
I like to just make you turn red.
There's no brown people in my town. First of all.
Perfect.
I live in a small Canadian farm town. Yeah. No, it was just
why
a
didn't
kid
you
that
guys
we didn't fuck with. Because he lived in this. We lived in this one small, like there's like 5 little towns, right? And he lived in this other town that we didn't fuck with. And so he.
Oh, you didn't fuck with the whole. You didn't fuck with the whole town. It was like territorial.
Yeah, it was just, like if you went to a bar that was not in your part of the town. Like if you went to like Ridgeway, like there's like we were from Fort Erie, so there's Fort Erie, there's Ridgeway, there's Stevensville, there's Crystal Beach, there's Port Colborne, there's Welland, there's Thorold, there's St. Catharines. So those are kind of the towns that are all around us. So like if you were at a bar, it'd be like, where are you from? Fuck you.
Yeah, you fucking hoser. You're from Moose Guts, eh? Fuck off.
Yeah, exactly. But it was just like, it was a kid from one of those towns, and we just, like, we were just like, hey, it was like one of those moments, like, my brother was just like, yo, this guy wants to buy mushrooms. What are we going to do? And we're like, yeah, tell him we got an ounce. We'll fucking sell him a fucking, we'll just pack it. Yeah, tell him we got it. And we'll be like, we'll see you in 20 minutes. And we're like, cool. So I was just like, but we used to sell mushrooms so much. Like, it was like such a phase. Or like, you know those moments that happen on mushrooms that like can never, like, how do these moments happen where like, I remember literally we were all high on mushrooms. We're down at the lake and I, you know, whatever, like grew up like by the lake. And so we're like down in the fucking Lake Erie. We're all fucking like day drunk. We're all high on mushrooms. It's summertime. The water's glistening. And I still remember this day, like this moment where like, how can this happen? And I remember my older brother, he was just like, yo, Ross, flip me a cigarette. And he like takes a drag. The guy's like 20, 30 feet away in the water. Like we're all like waist deep in the lake. And he fucking takes a drag from his smoke, flicks it at my brother. My brother catches it in his fingers and just like takes a drag. You know, and it's just like those moments, and everyone's like, yeah! It's like somebody won the Olympics or something.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
like it's just like
those
moments that happen, those things, and you're like, what the fuck just happened? And you're all on shrooms, and then you're like, tweet that you're on shrooms, you're like trying to figure out. Yeah, you're trying to figure out the ergonomics of like the cigarette flick. And then it's just it's those, you know, shrooms are the, I miss doing shrooms.
I had a moment where we were, that trip in Costa Rica, we were all walking through the jungle. I was there with my little brother. It was like 5 of us walking in a line through the jungle, and like I had a machete, and like we're like hacking stuff and walking around. Everyone's kind of tripping out. And I stopped my brother. I go, hey. He goes, what? I go, see that tree over there? And it was like a tree like, you know, 20, 25 feet.
Oh my God.
And he goes, yeah. And I go, watch this. And I take the machete and I go, boom. And it just disappears into the jungle. I thought, in my mind, I was just about to be the coolest big brother on the planet, and it was just going to stick the fucking machete and be like, no. You know. So then we spent like 20 minutes looking for it. Yeah. So I think, yeah, sometimes those moments don't hit. You know what I mean?
Looking for stuff on drugs is the best, right? Like it completely can take over your whole night. I used to always keep my Coke in my sweatbands.
Yeah.
In my hat. And I used to always lose them. I'd be all mangled, and you got like the fucking, you're all coked out psychopath. Oh. And I remember always being like, where is it? And like looking in my sweatbands, and then I'm like, I jumped in the pool with it. Or like it's sweaty and it's gross. And I'd be like, it's all cakey, and then you take it, and you put it in the microwave, you cook it, and then you just freebase it.
You know, I just remembered.
Like,
I found a bag once. I lost a bag, and I retraced my steps to where I had pulled over on the side of the freeway and went back to where I pulled over, and it was there. Can you imagine the hallelujah moment? I found bags like that.
Dude, that is the best.
It would be
that is the best.
It's the best feeling.
Finding a bag of cocaine when you're fucking.
It's the best. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. How many times did you lose it? I used to like, you know, you're going into a club and you put in you put in the cuff of your pants, or you put in your underwear line, or you put it inside your butthole, or like wherever you're putting it. And you get in the club, and then you're like,
of the couches, you just run your fingers through those creases
and just lick it.
And you're just like, you're rich.
Yeah, you're already.
We need to have. How are people doing coke with each other during COVID? Because it's happening. Like,
people are partying.
I've definitely done more drugs during COVID than I've done in my entire life.
No way. What kind of drugs are you doing? We want to know what kind of drugs.
Your parents aren't going to watch this. It's okay, Michelle.
I'm not doing any. There's been no cocaine.
Yeah, cocaine.
Why?
I'm against cocaine. I don't do it.
No, cocaine sucks. But what about crack?
Yeah, like there's been a lot of MDMA.
There's been a lot of MDMA?
Look, something that I realized about MDMA is that I always thought it was a party drug, like that you would take a pill and then you would go out and like go dancing. A better way to do MDMA, I put LED lights in my bathtub, just do a lot of MDMA and maybe a little bit of mushrooms and just sit in your bathtub for hours.
By yourself?
There's been like others sometimes.
What?
Shadow people?
Others? Michelle?
Others.
Sometimes one, sometimes two.
Okay.
Also, the thing about MDMA is that like I think it's like, you know, it rips you open. You feel so much love for everyone. but it's not a sexy drug. Like I'm not like in the bathtub and like having like sexy thoughts. It's just like we're here. We're listening to like, I don't know, Radiohead even. Like it's
Limp Bizkit.
fucking weirdest time.
You're just in the bathtub listening to you're like, okay, let me put on the sickest album.
I'm like,
It was developed.
the whole time. That's what I'm like. What?
It's supposed to. MDMA was originally developed, and it's still used to help people with PTSD, like vets coming back from. Like it's supposed to be really good for like connecting.
Yeah.
Connecting, and they're still doing it. My a friend of my girlfriend's just did a thing where like.
But they're
sat her in a
prescribed
room.
MDMA?
Yeah, they sat her in a room with her shrink and did MDMA for like 6 hours with your shrink, which is like my worst nightmare. I don't want to do that.
Oh my god, I would fucking love that. I mean, like that's basically what we do.
Mm-mm.
No.
No way. I just don't like it. Like it's just like I'm too far. Like if I was to do psychedelics, like imagine doing like no drugs for as long as we've done, Al.
Yeah.
And then like just like strap into like a fucking big tab. Fucking MDMA.
I wouldn't even blink.
Snorters.
Are you kidding me, Maddie? Here's the thing. This is the thing.
Really?
Let's say, you and I, if we decided, which we're not, if we decided that we're gonna eat like a quarter of mushrooms each, you wouldn't even fucking. There would never be an adjustment period. You'd be in it like this, and you'd be off. We'd be off to the races, like because your brain the whole time you're sober is like. In the way back of your head, it's like let's party, let's party, let's party, let's party, let's party, let's party, let's get high, let's get high. Like the whole time, it's just ready. It's waiting.
You have to cool.
I need to do a meeting after this podcast.
Yeah.
But the thing that I've learned also is that MDMA pairs so well with mushrooms and or acid.
Yeah.
Candy.
So
I used to love doing acid so much. I remember one time, dude, we were on acid and we were running through the woods. And there used to be we used to party in this place called the Honeycomb. And there was like this, I think it was just a coyote, but we used to call it the fucking monkey dog. And the monkey dog would fucking get you when you were really high. And if we would have to send, because we were out in the woods, and if we ran out of cigarettes or beer or something, you'd send like, like the whoever the loser was in your crew to go get like the supplies,
Yeah.
And like, we would always be like, dude, watch out for the fucking monkey dog. Monkey dog will fucking get you. And I remember I was walking out there one time by myself, and because
you were the loser that day.
So high on mushrooms. No, excuse me? No, I was never the go get me. I'll tell you that much. But the fucking okay. And the fucking dude, my buddies put their dog. They had their dog. It was a black like leopard or like a black or what are those dogs? I don't know anything about dogs. What the fuck is that? Like
a black leopard is a breed of dog. Yes.
No, like a Labrador. A Labrador.
A Labrador leopard.
And I was coming back, and they put their dog up in the fucking tree and got him to jump at me.
Amazing.
And fucking, I still remember how scared. And you know when you're tripping out, and whenever you close your eyes, it's like whatever you just saw like splashes into your face like a comic book reel. Like it just like zoom, zoom, zoom. Like I remember I was so high and I fell on the ground, and he was playing with me because he knew me. It was my buddy's dog Zeus, and Zeus was, and I'm like like thinking that the monkey dog was getting me. And it was like, dude, and just like we were doing that shit without cameras. Like nobody, like now you'd be able to videotape that, but that's like something that like your friends are just like, we're just gonna fuck with them, and then we're gonna fuck with Matheson's coming back. Let's put fucking Zeus up in the fucking tree and let him jump at him when he comes back. High as fuck.
I think one of the biggest things, one of the best parts in life, the best things about life is fucking with people and playing jokes on people. In my opinion, like scaring people, doing shit like that it's just like one of the small, beautiful joys that I have. And I don't know if it's like everyone feels that way, but I feel like you could just like, if you get a bunch of people in a room and play a joke on them, you could probably solve a lot of problems. Maybe not. I don't know. That's not an answer. I just love doing it.
Too. I think it's great. And
have you
ever
been the victim of a big prank?
You've never had a big prank on you?
Me?
On me? I've never. No one's ever pranked me in like in a serious, memorable way. I don't think.
What about just like hopping out of the closet? Like you come home, your boyfriend's hiding in the closet, and you're like, Trevor, are you here? And he's no answer, and you walk by the kitchen, he goes, blah, and you just fucking get scared shitless.
Yeah, I mean, like things like that have happened.
Even that's a micro prank, and it's funny.
Micro pranks are great. I even asked my wife to marry me. I asked Trish to marry me from a prank.
That's hilarious.
That's very funny.
We were.
It's like the longest running prank ever.
Yeah.
It's still going.
It's still going, babe. It's gonna get good. I swear. My dick's gonna get bigger. I swear. One day.
One
Fucking
day.
the dude. It was like this beautiful day. It was on April Fool's, and I didn't even realize it was on April Fool's. And I was making dinner. She was in the bedroom. I don't know what she was doing something in the bedroom. And I was making dinner, and I took a cleaver, and I made this huge chop, and then just started screaming that I cut myself. I was like, hurry up, come in. I fucking just cut my fucking finger off. I was like screaming.
Nice.
And she like ran over. I think it was like doing laundry. Like she had to like run over like laundry. Like, you know what? Like she was like sitting down, like cross-legged, folding socks or something. And like literally I had to like get up, fucking, and jump over. And she like ran in, and then I was on my knee, and I was like, will you marry me? And then she started crying instantly.
And you go, April Fools.
I didn't even realize it was April Fool's until after, and then she was like, "Oh my God, you did an April Fool's engagement or whatever thing," and I was like, "No, I didn't know it was that. It was just like a beautiful day. It was like one of those beautiful days." I was like, "Today's the day I'm gonna do it," because I had the ring for like a month, and then I was just like, "I'm gonna wait for like the perfect day," and it was like just like a perfect. It was like the sun was coming. It was like magic hour in our apartment. I was making dinner for us, and we had we were still living in like our little 1-bedroom apartment on top of Loga's, that's like Momo shop in Parkdale. It was just like this beautiful little moment. And, pranks are good.
That's really sweet.
That's more like wholesome. That's like more wholesome. But
no, I think that's great. I think that's really sweet. I'm a big fan of that kind of thing of like.
No one's ever asked me to marry them,
Not in the bathtub when you guys are peeking on E and mushrooms?
Maybe once.
I'm sure you've had a couple guys ask you to marry.
Oh yeah, I got the DM territory right now.
The DMs, I bet you got a lot of engagement.
The DM proposals?
I feel really bad about myself. I just go into the message requests and just read them all. That's depressing.
It's just like a bunch of dicks.
It's just it's like, hey, I'm from this small town, and like I love you on just a dash. You're my and I'm just like, what is this?
Oh my God, tell this story, Michelle. Tell your story.
Oh, about Suga? So, like, the thing about working with Maddie is that for the most part, like, I don't walk yet. Like, it's not like I get recognized. I'm nobody on the show. I don't care. And one time I was, like, at a restaurant. I walk out of the bathroom, and someone, like, points at me. They're like, oh, my God, you're the janitor on Just a Dash.
The janitor.
And I'm like, I guess all I do is, like, clean up. I guess that's my big job on Big cleanup.
The janitor.
Big cleanup. It's a big cleanup. It's a big cleanup.
Yeah.
I get recognized a lot, Maddie.
Do you?
Yeah, now do you? Has it changed? Like what? Since being on, being a part of my little bubble, how has your life changed, Alex?
It's not like people recognize me from Born and Raised, right?
Yeah. Obviously, look at this.
Right. So they'd be like, because there's like a little bit of a presence there, and like, people are like, especially people in LA. I'm in LA, they know about Born and Raised, and then you'll get like double headers who are like, oh, what's up? You're two-tone from Born and Raised, and then they go, I also like Powerful Truth Angels, and I'm like, fuck yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm excited just to know that people are actually watching, because I don't really pay attention to. We do the show, we put it out, and then it's kind of like, okay, well, let's do another show. Like, I'm not really aware.
I don't even watch it. I
know you don't watch it. I started watching them. That reminds me. Are we going too long, Jason?
Never.
That reminds me. I wanted to kind of circle back on a few things. The potato in the pants episode. Mark, should we talk about this?
Yeah.
Mark has been selling them. Mark has experienced more sales.
Michelle, did you watch the potato in the pants episode?
With this?
Yeah, did you see like the last episode was about potato in the pants? Two-Tone, can you just give some context to Michelle about potato in the pants, please?
Well, here's the thing. All right, I'll do it one more fucking time. No offense to you, Michelle. I'm just like, this is the thing I don't understand about potato in the pants. Everyone around me in my kind of orbit thinks it's hilarious because they know like me and they know Akiko and they kind of are aware like, so everyone who's like friends of mine, they're just like dying, they're fucking pissing in their pants. So like everyone that's a friend of mine has always loved potato in the pants before Maddie became involved. But even so, I don't know if it has any reach beyond like I don't know if it translates to. I think people actually like it, right, Jason? People are kind of responding. People think it's funny. So potato in the pants.
People will buy it, and I think people will buy it.
Well, no, you know how we know it's hitting because people are buying it. He's getting more. He's got more sales in the past 2 days than he's had in the past 10 years. Like, there's a picture of Mark loading his car up full of all the packages to go in the mail. He's like writing handwritten letters to everybody. Yeah, he's so excited. So Michelle, potato in the pants is this. One of my dear friends, her father is a I always get this wrong. I call him Swedish, but he's Swiss. Her father's Swiss, and he's an inventor. And he invented an item called potato in the pants, and it's a plush potato that you stick down your pants, and when you squeeze it, it says "I love you," and it's based off an old joke about a guy who goes to the beach. Okay, so he made this plush potato, and he doesn't sample it. He goes straight to production. He makes 8,000 of these things and fills up his home, his house, his garage. I'll just walk into Urban Outfitters and say, "Buy my potato in the pants," and I'll just sell them all. Like every inventor thinks of their dumb inventions. At the time, I was directing music videos and stuff like that, and Kiko says, "Hey, will you make a commercial for my father?" And I wanted to get back at him for being annoying. And have you ever seen Winnebago Man?
No.
Okay. The whole crew, me, his daughter, his wife, and his sons are fucking with him. But that's the video that I made to sell the potato in the pants, which we show. Oh, I'm just out of steam. Long-winded. That was very long-winded. I should just stop. You just have to watch the episode. How about this? Let's do the short version. Check out the potato in the pants.
You just said my friend made a potato in the pants.
I know.
That's all you had to say.
I got so ahead of myself.
There's no context.
I appreciate it. For me. You did it for me.
I did it for you, Michelle. I really wanted to fill you in. I wanted to bring you up to speed.
Yeah.
What are you eating?
A cookie.
What is it? Cookie? Is it edible?
It has CBD in it. But
should I give CBD to my dog?
Yeah. Sure.
Okay. Fantastic.
Michelle, any last words?
I feel more powerful.
You feel empowered?
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. That's what we're here to do. We're here to empower everybody.
We're raw.
Yeah, we're not cooking here.
No, we're not cooking. This is a food podcast, though.
Maddie, what are you gonna do after this?
Me after this?
Yeah.
To be honest, I have a phone call with my lawyer, which will be great.
Should we do that on the pod? You want to just do another hour of your phone call with your lawyer?
I wish I could. I really wish I could. No.
I'm gonna take a nap.
I'm gonna go in with Maddie for just a dash. That's my next project.
What are we doing?
I'm gonna invoice you. I have to write
because you're late.
Tack on an extra 20%, Michelle.
Lisa says you're late. You got to invoice for just a dash.
Sorry, Lisa.
Michelle hasn't invoiced yet.
Okay, now we're talking about invoices. All right, guys. It's been great.
I love you guys. Michelle,
love you,
season 2, just a dash. It's coming soon.
Thanks, guys.